Hello, everybody. Welcome to VR Master League. Back here on Channel 1. I'm Palidore, joined by So Much for Subtlety on the cameras, and we're getting ready to stream Team Jokr versus Zero. Zero coming back here after that exciting matchup that just occurred and ended not too long ago, about half an hour ago, maybe a little bit less there, against us. Spaghetti went all the way to 3 rounds, went to OT. It was an exciting one, for sure. And seeing now if they can come back and just regather off of that, wipe the loss off the slate, and end this night on a 1-1 record against, well, the very, very tough Team Jokr, who remains undefeated here. Among the teams who have been around since week 1 of Season 2, you have Team Jokr undefeated right there in the Americas, standing tall. You have Team Gravity there in Europe, undefeated, and over in Oceania, we have Leviathan as well. So the three kings of sorts of Echo Arena right here. We've got the Jokers coming in, trying to defend once more successfully against a very talented Zero team, who will be seeing a very talented player making his possibly last stream match for at least a while here with Sneaky Evil. And I know Dimwee covered that a bit in the last stream, so this is going to be the last week for Sneaky. He's got life, he's got education, something that I have neither of. But you know what I do have? Excitement for this match. So we're gonna start it here just in a second. Round 1 about to go. But hello to Saluna and Steel Skydiver. See Andy W, new member here of Zero, as well as Interlock Studios and D-Rob cheering on the evil one as Jokr takes the disc here first for Jokr. And that's going to be handed off here to Game. Game working it to the left side of the floor and backing it out now towards the trench, and now just approaching the slow way, going for the top-bound play right to the cross cutter, fake and take. It's Rhino. Not making any mistake on that one, whirling it around the back of the goal. So first 2 points going the way of the joke. Of course, over on VRML Channel 2, by the by, I have Sir Dimwee there and Adam R. Fly splitting off for a cast. Hydro and Gold Diggers should hopefully be starting there shortly. Now there's Sneaky Evil with a pass right as he gets stunned over to Rox Titan. Rox over to, well, we're actually right back to the tunnel now. So Zenith to Sneaky. Little triangle forming here in the midline. And now splitting apart. The defense ever aggressive from Jokr and Jokr. Almost said Joe Walker, but why not? Over here, no one there to block that shot. It's an open goal locked in by Kung. 4 points going the way of Jokr now.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So this Jokr team, again, just reigning pretty much supreme this season. Started out especially dominant looking. Of course, over recent weeks, we've seen the teams in the Master Division contest them a lot more, but that said, no contest there on another open goal. Rhino piles in the 7th point. And it's always a question, though, when you get teams like this, undefeated in any league, in any season. When is it going to happen? Can it happen? Who's going to do it? It always creates a lot of intrigue because everyone is just waiting for that fateful day. Because take it from me. Nothing lasts forever. Sad face. But over here, it's going to be taken away by Rhino. Now Rhino pinning it off and has a player attached there. Kung going for a boost. Kung getting stunned. So recovery here attempted by Zero, but Rhino is there instead after the bounce back his way. Sending it to Game, who's just cutting across the floor. Has Jokr also cutting across barrier. They're going to opt for the cloud pass instead. Now, you can see with Jokr, the thing is they are moving everywhere to get themselves the 9th point here. They don't stop moving. They keep the defenses constantly on their toes.
11, 10, 9.
Because everywhere, you can just see that already any player who has the disc for Jokr, they're already going to demand so much attention because they're collectively, all of them are very high scores, very elite level scores. But then when you have all of them moving around the floor so much, not just standing around watching, it's hard. It causes defenses to scramble because look, it's constant movement. For Zero here, their team who's made their name this season, coming into season 2 of constant movement and great passing. getting that team chemistry together. Right there, there's that movement, there's that mobility, trying to assault, but still not getting the disc back. So that's going to be a bounce right to Zenith's hands on the interception. Now handing it off to Rox Titan. Rox has some options. They do have a number situation, just barely, and that's going to get in. Oh no, the pass was beautiful, but the ding on that turnaround dunk there, kind of reversing or trying to at least, but they still get the rebound. Was a bit of an awkward angle there, trying to make that move work. Rox here getting stunned and going to be held scoreless still as a result. So back to game as a light boost is taken by Rhino and sending it over to the midfield. See bro just game over there as well. Welcome to the stream. And Tony, Gator Rich, and Dox Fox, welcome to it. Good to see you guys here on channel 1 today. And that's going to be a deep shot bouncing off the back right to the side panel. Taking place in goal is Sneaky, then at the barrier is Rox and Voodoo, trying to deny any of those crosses, and they do so successfully. So nice job. They will get a clear as well, so if they can find that mobility, they might have a chance at another shot, but instead it's just Jokr getting there first and getting the disc to the tunnel, where Game finds the immediate zipper to Kung, and Kung trying to line that up, but Zenith snagging it down. See Pyro Games in there. Saying if you're going against Jokr, you just forfeit. Well, they're definitely a tough matchup, as proven by their record. You know, they've come close many times. It's season 1, same thing. They come very close sometimes to losing these rounds, but they just seem to recover by the end of it, one way or the other. Now going for a shot. There's a first point for Zero. Nice pass, Voodoo to Zenith, and breaking the seal finally here after about 5 minutes in this first round and couple minutes since that last goal. And sometimes that's all you need for your offense to start working the way you want and to start executing, just to see that goal happen once. You know, see those first couple points go in, and then you can kind of relax the shoulders a little bit and get it going. But Jokr here, they're going. They've been going for Jokr. And looking for another maybe number situation this time. And oh, a similar result. That was almost identical, but a putback by Jay, anchoring down. So figuring, okay, maybe we don't want the 2. We're going to get a 3 instead. And the defense inside the goal was heavily bothered. A lot of crowding going on in there. So definitely facilitating that goal to happen. But interesting there on that side. We saw basically identical plays from Zero and Jokr there, where they had a 2-on-2 on goal, and it turned into kind of a reverse dunk attempt that just dinged. So like I said, it's going to happen to any team, you know, at every level sometimes, trying to press those advantages and go for all these different moves. You know, it's very advanced level play. You watch them, and oftentimes these teams make the difficult look so incredibly easy. But believe me, nothing they're doing is easy by any stretch. It's all time, it's years of experience and practice, team chemistry, the things they do. Of course, a lot of talent in this league, but as we all know with Echo and with any sports, it takes time. It takes time to develop these skills, and the pros just make it look so smooth. Right here, so patient as well for Jokr. Game over on the other end by the shoulder, just outside of it. Getting stunned though, right in the head instead. So there's some good regrabs going on here from Zero. They're going to have that open goal maybe, and couldn't confirm the shot. Rebound though will be put in, but no, taken out. Rhino demolishing that attempt, and now boosting for a grab. Jokr deep down the lane, as well as a couple Jokr players all stacked together. Now a goal being covered here by the defense. Everyone getting packed so quickly. You can see the absolute incredible speed at play, just back and forth across the floor. You're seeing these players, you know, constantly just vying for control of those boosts and trying to be the first ones there. And it's always just a balance. You know, do I go for the regrab with a teammate? Do I try to go block a stack? Do I try to get a leech? Those are the kind of split decisions, split-second decisions you have to make on a second-to-second basis throughout the entire course of 20 to 30 minutes, which is why it's so tough to master. And yet, here we are in Master Division with some very masterful play being shown. Kung looking for a goal, and tough angle. Makes him pay, though, nonetheless, for the goal being exposed. And that's 15 points for Jokr in this first.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Flaming Yan saying, your message is highlighted. Can confirm. Math checks out.
Teams have cleared the launch.
But all right, so on this launch out, about 90 seconds left here as Zero tries to score again. Zenith working it up the floor with a million fakes, as he often does. Getting a little silly with it, but effective nonetheless. Putting in all the moves in the books, and look at that, booking it for the 2 on the feet. Sneaky Evil. Believe me, I'm not making fun of the fakes at all. It's fun to watch, but it's for a purpose just the same. Because going against the often aggressive defenses of Jokr, as we do get a timeout initiated, it looks like. You do have to be careful because they are extremely good at baiting passes and cutting off lanes just to get these intercepts. That's kind of Joker's main style of midfield defense. Really, they don't tend to get heavily involved in the brawls and get stuck out. They just try to really bait and sell the fact that they're going to dive, and then right as they throw the pass gets thrown, they just cut it off. That's kind of their style. But yeah, that's when you have to kind of bring in fakes, whether it's head fakes, pass fakes. You know, just finding your little edges that you can. Because definitely the fakes are a good thing to apply when you're driving in on the goal, of course, against good goalies. But at the same time, in midfield it works as well when you're playing against good midline defense. Don't let them know exactly where your next pass is going. Don't want to telegraph that kind of stuff. See Fiji Juice saying in there that you believe in Zero. Same here. Again, I mean, it's a big advantage here for Jokr in the first round, but anything could happen. We saw in that last game between Zero and Spaghetti, right? It was a 3-rounder, and Zero got mercied in the second round. And yet, third round, they came back with some ferocity and just forced that overtime situation. So it's not an uncommon thing round to round to see these shifts in momentum. You know, the tide's changing a little bit because going back to what I mentioned about the difficulty of executing at the high level as we get another restart because of the disc being put in the wrong place, it looks like. It happens. But, you know, mention the difficulty of Echo and executing. It's not only executing individual plays, it's executing individual plays multiple times, you know, over the course of 20 to 30 minutes. Teams can definitely get in these good rhythms and find these, you know, 5-minute, 10-minute, whatever spurts where everything is going down on the shots. Every pass is connecting, it seems like. All the bounces are going your way. And then the next 10 minutes, it's like a flip-flop, and you'll see all of a sudden the other team starts building up some heat, and you know, you can see that shift constantly in these games. So Jaywalker here, though, trying to keep the pedal to the metal and go for that shot on the 3. But Voodoo will be there to retain it, send it over to Sneaky. Sneaky, the partial clear, will bounce several times, whirlpooling around that tunnel as Jay takes it out. Now Jay going for that station pass. Rhino has a cutter right above and to the side. Pretty much every direction, just all at once. And how do you stop that game? Not stopping the offense, 17-4 for Jokr. But you see how the moment that Rhino was just about to approach the bubble, right as he was approaching, he had 3 different players all cutting off of boost, basically. They're all, at least 2 out of the 3 players there were fast into the bubble. So that's 3 different unpredictable options. Where was he gonna go? Who's he gonna hit? How do you guard all that speed and all that force is a question. But Voodoo here, at least answering the call for one more shot to end the round. First round, 17-6. Jokr going to take that, but Zero putting together some scores there and seeing, again, if we can find that round 2 shift that we talked about. Interlock Studios saying, hey, look, it's Palidore. Hey, look, it's Interlock Studios. Steel Skydiver, mentioning Kang there. Yeah, Kang, I'm assuming you're referring to Kang and Jokr games and such. Was talking about teams who have taken Jokr to the limits. Well, that's always one of the most exciting matchups on any given week that it exists. Kang Jokr for sure. But like I said, it's not really exclusive to that either. We've seen a lot of recent matches that have really gotten to the point where Jokr, you know, they're not able to take it easy by any stretch. They have to still work for their goals. They have to execute correctly. They have to do the things they should. You know, you slip up once or you start getting too loose with it, and we saw this last season as well from them and, you know, from most teams as well. Again, it's not exclusive to Jokr. It's just because they're #1. They're going to be more under the scrutiny, the microscope. But we saw it with Jokr at times. You know, they would get in these big leads, and then they'd get a little bit lax with it. And teams would start coming back and making Jokr sweat. And you know what? Maybe that's part of the game plan. Who knows? They like feeling a little bit pressured to make these comebacks. But whatever the case is, you know, if you don't show up for one game or even one round, any of these master teams can very easily take games from any other master team if they're not playing, you know, near max capacity, or at least 80%, I would say. You know, just the balance of sports, yeah. Steel asking when Andy joined. Yeah, just yesterday or 2 days ago, something like that, because this is Sneaky Evil's last game for at least the season. Now going up high to the first play, it's Jokr from game. Executed pretty much perfectly. You know, just quick joust, pass, go. Of course, Zero, we've seen a lot of very similar things from them. You know, their passing game throughout the season has been excellent, without a doubt. And, looks like we did get a dropout here. Now, no restart had occurred. That might be, oh, no, quick rejoin, so never mind. Voodoo is back. Maybe he joins Spec. Who knows? Either way, never mind. We're back to a full 4, and they're certainly going to need it. That said, no one there to defend that. It's Kong able to get it in before defense was able to react and retreat. So 4 points after 1 minute only in this second round.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And yes, Fiji, that's right. It's Palifada now. It's much more distinguished than Palidad. I can live with Palifather. But over to the midfield, it will be taken here by Zenith, and there's some nice passing right around the Geo. Some clever maneuvering. You see Zenith again, just never know exactly when that disc is going to be released. It's always the fakes from Zenith. Moving with a purpose there. Sneaky Evil trying to go off that backboard, trying to deny the punch, getting their grab back and the attack as well. Zero cuts that deficit in half, and it's a 4-2. Zero getting their first points on the board of round 2. All the meanwhile, rewards. 25 emotes shared from DocsFox TV. And I got one. Thank you so much. Of course, always for the support to DocsFox and the rest of the community there, for joining, for chatting, for interacting, for hyping and bidding and cheering and subbing and all the other good stuff that Pally is loving. To Rhino. Rhino is going to try for the shot, but just pinning it off. Voodoo maybe baiting it a little bit, and you see goalies do tend to do that at times. You know, almost faking as if they are out of position, just to make the defense or make the offense react and maybe force a shot they shouldn't have taken. Of course, that being said, Jokr makes a name out of taking shots that most teams should not take. So, who am I to say anything? Because for sure, Jokr very good at keeping defenses off balance right now. Voodoo's going to be assaulted by Jokr, at the very least body blocked, enabling this crossover to game, putting it home for the 6th point now.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And DocsFox saying, wouldn't let me give subs, wouldn't let you give subs. Huh, interesting. Wonder why that's the case. But yeah, thanks for the emotes, for the bits. What was it? 1,500 of them. So thank you very, very much, as always. You are awesome. Going over here, though, for a very efficient play. Jokr not really contested there too much, kind of hiding behind that backboard and just finding that efficient pass. You'll see a lot of teams going for that backboard area specifically for that reason, because if you do execute a pass to the backboard, it's kind of it's doubly good, because you're already within short range of the goal for 1. 2, you're forcing the goalkeeper to turn around and react and potentially save, which is also hard. And actually, number 3, you also have the anchor option, so it's triply good. Backboard, very, very strong place to be receiving passes. Very, very open shot, unable to convert, but the slap is good. Zenith, nice putback, and once again, cutting that lead in half. Although it's a little larger than it was earlier when I said that. Now it's a 4-point difference. 4 minutes off the clock in round 2.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So, QBing now, it's going to be Game. Game joining Jokr this season. Joining the team after their successful championship season. It was interesting to see. It was a big question as that shot. Whoa, no question, that's in from Rhino. Like I said, there were a couple players in the area to maybe defend it, but they're a little off balance. And, you know, we saw the one earlier, Rhino shot on Voodoo, who was kind of hanging out at the backboard, trying to maybe bait the shot a little bit, or whatever the case was. We saw Rhino attempting that, and it didn't work, but it's not going to stop him. You know, he's still going to press those advantages. He's still going to recognize those open windows, and if you give him it, he'll take them, and he'll make them just like that. That said, so will Zero. Sneaky Evil going below, call it Sub-Zero, as they're going in here to shoot for the 6th point. Jokr still up here, 11-6. We're halfway through round 2, but still a very close game. And speaking of Game, back to him for a second. Just mentioned how, indeed, for Game, the question was how he would fit into the roster exactly. We knew his talents. But, you know, how would the chemistry be, and how would the adjustment process be? Because Jokr already won last season, a championship, so, you know, how were they going to adjust to that roster movement? I think they've obviously adjusted quite well. Looking better than ever at this point. I mean, they're dangerous on so many fronts. And yeah, it's just hard to deal with. For Zero's end, it was, I would say, less of a question seeing them come in, because it was a new roster for Zero, new team roster, obviously very experienced players. Didn't know how they would pan out either, except they would be definitely the master tier somewhere. Just didn't quite know where. But they've proven themselves to be a elite team of their own right. And now, you know, unfortunately, Sneaky Evil will be leaving, you know, handle his real life responsibilities, I do suppose, is a good reason. But, you know, with the joining of Andy, that turns it into another question. How is that going to go? Andy W. Of course, Synapse fame, and as well as Redshift there for several weeks. You know, how will that pan out? Will that throw a wrench into the situations here for some of these master tier teams going into the late and end of the season? That's the question. I think it will. But Jokr here over in the tunnel with the interception now. There's 11-6 on the scoreboard still, so maybe trying to wind it down a little bit and drain just a bit of clock. Not too much, of course. But main thing, prioritizing those very high percentage goals if they can. You know, when it comes to the stalling, you don't need to even stall it for minutes at a time, but even just 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there, that definitely adds up, especially when you're in the multi-goal lead. The main point is you just drag out the defense outside the bubble, open up your passing lanes, and make it easier to find some good offensive attempts. So every few seconds does matter, and it's going to put Zero in a position where they really are going to want to start playing more aggressively. Will have to play more aggressively because of that Jokr stall. That said, a deep shot is going to be off, but rebounded here by Game. Game going to walk it in and stealing it out from his hands. It's Cog. Giving Game an assist instead. Maybe telling him, no, you're scoring too much. Give me some points. But yeah, I would love to see a round 3 as well. Now, 2:20 to make it happen. They're down by 9 points. Not impossible by any stretch, but really fast action, more necessary than ever. Now, fortunately for Zero, I would say that is most certainly in their wheelhouse, acting fast. Always say every time I've streamed these Zero games, their passing game never fails to impress because they are super quick with them, but very accurate a lot of the time, most of the time. And they do things, you know, much like Jokr does things on shots that you don't see other teams do, and probably shouldn't do if you're just trying to coach and say, no, that's not an easy pass to make, or easy shot to make. But Zero's kind of the same way. They do these kind of passes where you'd say for most teams, ooh, that's kind of a rough pass to make, but then Zero does them, and they find a lot of success based off of it. Now, that said, wow. That's it, wow. Ryan Rhino, the steal and 27-meter fling right under the barrier directly down center of the goal. What a hit. That was immediate, no hesitation, and that's harkening back to what I was just mentioning a few minutes ago, right, where if Ryan has the slightest window, whether on a direct shot or a bounce shot, he will not hesitate to take them over and over. And he will make them over and over. To Rock's Titan here rolling out, though, on a deep pass to Sneaky. Now Sneaky has 3 different cutters, so kind of cutting all at the same time here, much like earlier for Jokr, but unable to find the goal. So rebounded by Jay. Definitely would have needed that one, and now with less than a minute left, 45 seconds remaining, looking like Jokr is going to take this round here in this series as we do close it out. Maybe trying to make one last play. There's Sneaky, 30 seconds left, at least in his Season 2 career. Of course, a fantastic player, playing on Orbit last season with Zenith right there. As that deep shot is taken. One of our great league moderators as well, Sneaky Evil is. So, you know, whether as a player, as a mod, whatever the case is, always doing some amazing work. So, you know, one more shout out to Sneaky as this game and this season for him does come to a close. I'm sure that we'll see plenty of him in the Twitch and you know, cheering on Zero as they make their way towards the latter portion of the season and the postseason. And perhaps find themselves facing off against Jokr here before too long again in the coming weeks. And yeah, done why is Sneaky leaving Asgore college, so he's just not able, doesn't think he'll be able to play Echo quite as much or as dedicated. So, you know, I can respect that for sure. But definitely his team will be missing him, no doubt. But yeah, getting Andy W into the mix here on the roster is still going to be a fantastic get for them, no doubt. And I'm super interested in seeing how that pans out. But with that said, the game is over. It is a Jokr victory in the 2-round sweep. And yeah, it was just a Jokr kind of doing, you know, what they've done to a lot of teams, which is to say they score in bunches and they defend with aggression. 17 points in the first and then 18 points in the second. It's very consistent there in terms of the 2-round scores. But it was Jaywalker with 7 points, 2 assists and 2 saves for Jay as well. Game had 6 points, 5 assists, a couple saves. Kung contributed the 9 points, 2 assists, 15 stuns, and then Rhino with 13 points and a pair of assists, saves, and 3 steals. For Zero's side, it was Rocks there, 19 stuns. We had Sneaky with 4 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. We had Voodoo with 4 points, 3 assists, 3 saves, and 2 steals. And then Zenith with 4 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, and 22 stuns. But all around, you know, a bit more possession time, a bit more shots taken from Jokr, playing their game and executing just well enough here to take it in 2. Now, with that said, we do have some more matches coming up in a little while. We are going to, looks like, end this stream here for now, but we will see the return of Team Jokr in the next half hour just about, facing off against Illuminati here on Channel 1. So that starts in about 30 minutes from now, 32 minutes. So be on the lookout for that, and we'll be live again soon. Over on Channel 2 as well, Sir Dimwee and Adam R. Fly, they're camming and casting some matches. So we'll direct you over there in a second. Looks like the match may be about to end there as well, Gold Diggers versus Hydro. But they do have another match starting on Channel 2 as well, which will be Chaos versus Protostar. So head over to Channel 2 for the next and the only active match for the next half hour. And yeah, but until then, be happy, be healthy, be safe, be good to each other. Thanks everyone for coming in and chatting. And yeah, we'll see you again very soon.